Welcome back, and thanks for joining me once again today, guys. Happy to have you here with me. Today I am sharing another cool oddity in my collection. It is again also from the Victorian era, and it again is a type of medicine that they used to sell back in the day. I found this awesome antique hiding in a cabinet in the very back corner of a cupboard in an antique store. And it was among many bottles, but for some reason this bottle just, I don't know, it just stood out to me, it called me, and I thought, I'm gonna purchase this. And once I did my research on this and I was floored and had to add it to my collection. So I am very happy to share this with you today. So today I share a bottle of mystery, medicine, and meat. You heard me correctly, my friends. So it was a blood boosting elixir that was quite popular, and it was hailed as like a miracle superfood during that time. It was made out of the blood of cattle mixed with preservatives, glycerine, and alcohol. Here is the bottle in question that was quite popular, known as a superfood. It was pushed highly in the 1800s and in homes, and it was marketed. So it's called Bovinine. So let's go close up of this little bottle here, guys. Let me see. You guys see that there? It's a little, of course, it's a damaged, but I just wanted to show you this. So yeah, Bovinine. I always have a hard time saying this. The marketing on this was crazy. It was like a regular household name. So I definitely want to just share with you and show you some of the marketing that went along with this Bovinine and what it was given to people and how it was in everyday lives in the Victorian era. At first glance, it's just a sweet Victorian trade card, a rosy-cheeked child, a flower, soft colors. But what it's selling is a bottle of defibrinated cow's blood. The ad calls Bovinine the true elixir of life. And beneath the image, it reads, a child whose life was saved by Bovinine. This wasn't just medicine, it was hope dressed in innocence. This was the product itself. An amber glass bottle once filled with defibrinated beef blood, alcohol, and glycerin. The label calls it a medical fluid food. It was meant to restore the sick, the weak, and the malnourished. And it was often prescribed for children, mixed right into their milk. It was even used sometimes as a blood transfusion. Nothing on the label warns what it really is or what it can do. This wasn't just a tonic. It was a full-blown brand experience. Bovine salve. It paralyzes pain, promotes prosperity, and procures peace. Made without mercury or arsenic, because that's always reassuring. It claimed to cure fevers, aches, and even surprisingly satisfy all sufferers. This was not medicine, it's marketing poetry. This minimalist ad gets straight to the point. A cow, the word Bovinine stamped across its ribs, and the claim, the only perfect food in the world. It's simple, bold, and meant to look scientific, even life-saving with the medical Red Cross. But this was a time when medicine wasn't just unregulated, it was imaginative. And nothing sold better than blood, beef, and just blind trust. There was multiple ads for this product. This ad targets one of the deadliest diseases of the Victorian era, which was consumption. The message? Don't treat the lungs, feed the blood. Bovinine was pitched as the only raw food that will not spoil, and claimed to help babies and invalids, as what they were called at the time, thrive wonderfully. In reality, it was just beef concentrate and alcohol and glycerin, but in the world of desperate medicine, even that was sold as a miracle. By this point, Bovinine wasn't just a tonic, it was a full-blown sales strategy. Every person who enters your store is a prospect. Not a patient, not someone in need, just a prospect. For nearly 50 years, this beef blood tonic was sold with more enthusiasm than scrutiny. Because in the world of quack medicine, the real cure was good advertising. Bovinine was pitched as a household necessity. Prescribed, they claimed, by over 85,000 physicians.
It promised to rebuild blood, cure irritability, and help babies thrive wonderfully. Even Fred D. Grant, son of President Ulysses S. Grant, wrote that Bovinine prolonged his father's life. This wasn't just marketing, this was medical myth-making at its peak.
Pretty interesting stuff. Wild world, I definitely think, but very interesting. So I feel quite lucky about this oddity in particular that I have, just because I just feel so lucky that, I know that at one time during that time period, somebody actually owned this. They purchased it, they used it, and it survived all this time. It didn't get broken. I know it's empty and the label, of course, is faded, but this was used by somebody, and I just feel very, very lucky that one day I was walking around in an antique market, a store, and I ended up finding this in the back of a cupboard, and I was like, you know what, I think I want to take this. And so I'm really, 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 really feel lucky that I have this. Now this product is also in the Smithsonian Museum as well. I found it on there. And again, just because of that, just like my other oddity that I have, the Mrs. Winslow's Soothing Syrup that I also have is also in the Smithsonian. So I feel very, very honored to be able to have another interesting, cool oddity, because this bottle tells a story, and it was during a time when blood was considered a cure. So yeah, interesting, and how they used to give it to people. So I feel very lucky having this. I collect pieces like this because I do find them interesting. I know some people might find them creepy. I just think it's cool because it's a part of history, whether it be even a little quirky, but I do find this fabulous. But thanks for joining me again today, guys, and I'm really glad that you learned a little bit today about Bovinine, and I'm glad that we got to explore some more antique vintage medicine together. Now, if you do love oddities, I have so many more oddities and haunted objects as well that I would like to share. So if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit like and subscribe for more oddities and more haunted objects and things like this in my collection. And I look forward to seeing all of you again. Again, thank you for joining me. And until next time, my friends.